Let's talk about this shot, a hot air balloon perfectly resting on a supermoon at the International Balloon Fiesta. This photo looks like luck, but I promise you it wasn't. Today I'm going to be breaking down how I got the shot, the camera settings, the composition choices, and yes, why I'm definitely not salty about a competition result. I'm fine, everything's fine, it's all fine. So this shot started before I ever lifted my camera. I knew 3 things. The Balloon Fiesta gives you predictable balloon paths. Number 2, we had a super moon rising. Unfortunately, it wasn't a full moon, but it was pretty darn close. And 3, if I wanted the moon to look massive, I needed a telephoto lens. So I didn't wander around hoping for magic. But if you were wandering around looking for magic, this would definitely be the place. But I actually had a plan this time. I'm so proud of myself. So I picked a spot, I pre-visualized the alignment, and committed to just waiting. My goal for this was to make it seem like the balloon was literally resting on the moon, so I had to be strategic with this. So here's exactly the gear and settings that I used. Now I used my handy dandy and trusty Canon EOS 5D Mark IV, and I brought a telephoto lens. I did another day where I brought a different lens, and I think they're both good, but for this one, I wanted to get the big boy out. So this was a 100 to 400 millimeter lens, and this is what compresses the scene and makes the moon feel huge. Again, if I were to use a wide angle or any other lens, I could get a lot of balloons in there, but I just wanted to focus on one singular balloon with the moon. So I was at the full 400 millimeter, and as far as the shutter speed, I did 1/320th of a second. This was fast enough to freeze the balloon. This was also a little bit more forgiving on this big lens because I was so far extended and I don't have that steady of a hand. It did kind of move a little bit, so I just wanted to make sure that everything was clean and clear. So 320 did the job perfectly. As far as aperture, I did f7.1. This was basically sharp and clean. I didn't have any foreground because I was literally shooting up into the sky, unfortunately, so I didn't really need to open that aperture, but I also didn't want to close it all the way down. So 7.11 for this photo. And then the ISO, I did 125 because the moon is bright and I just wanted a clean file. I also didn't want to introduce any grain, and it was right after the sun rose, so there was no need to bump up that ISO. And here's the part that matters. I shot on high speed continuous burst because that alignment literally was probably a fraction of a second, and burst mode is the difference between I almost got the shot and I nailed it. So timing and execution, I did something that I don't normally do. I was patient. If you know me, I'm not a very patient photographer, and that costs me some shots, but that's just who I am. But this shot was pure patience. I waited until the exact moment a balloon crossed directly in front of the moon. No repositioning, no chasing, just watching, waiting, and then click, 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 click. So it was one of those frames was the shot. I got a few of them, and I tried this with a few different balloons. However, this was definitely the winner. I liked how it was kind of right on the moon, and I also liked it that it wasn't perfectly vertical. It wasn't in the middle. I kind of liked it how it was off to the center. So that was an artistic choice that I made. Speaking of that, let's talk about composition and breaking the rules. Because I centered it. I intentionally broke the rule of thirds. Why? Because the moon is symmetrical. It's dominant. It's dramatic. So centering the image just made it feel bolder, more graphic. Rules are great until they're not. They're not laws, and sometimes rules are meant to be broken, sometimes, especially in photography. So if something feels more powerful, breaking the rules, I would definitely trust your eye and break them intentionally. I also did a square. This is controversial. I could have done it vertical, but I don't know, I just liked the feeling of it being a square. Maybe you would have a different approach to it. Maybe you like it more vertical, but for me, I just liked it straight in the middle as a square, and that's just what I was drawn to. Now let's talk about editing, where less is more. This is one of those photos where it really did not need a lot of editing. I do have an entire video on how I edited this photo very subtly and tried to keep it more natural versus edited. So if you do want to go see that, I will link it in the description so that you can see my full process when subtly editing this photo. But basically, The long story short is I cropped it for precision. It was originally horizontal and there was some things in there, so I cropped it. I made it feel intentional. I also enhanced the blues and the reds for natural contrast in the HSL panel. I didn't even touch the vibrance or the saturation or literally anything. I just targeted specific colors. I did a subtle S curve, and then every single time that I, was doing a panel, I would basically go in the middle, and then I would just kind of just like subtly move it, and whichever direction I liked it, I would move it in that direction, but not very much. And then probably one of the things that did make it more dramatic, but I just don't care, is I did add a soft vignette just to support that centered composition and really draw the eye into that balloon and the moon. And that's it. When a photo already says something, editing just shouldn't yell, it should whisper it. You know what I mean? Now, a fun fact, I actually submitted this to the International Balloon Fiesta photo contest because I posted it and it got so much love that people were like, please post it, it's gonna win everything. And someone else clearly thought the same way that I did and got a very similar shot, just with a different balloon, and it beat mine overall #1 in the competition. Am I salty? No, not at all. It's everything's fine, and I'm extremely emotionally stable about it. You can't see my eye, but my left eye is twitching. But no, honestly, competitions reward novelty, and my shot is clean and classic and timeless, and it didn't involve a ghost balloon. I still love it, and I'd still make the same choices again. So if I had to redo this shot, I think I would have had just a little bit more patience. I would have waited for a balloon with a more interesting shape, and maybe hold out for maybe like some smaller balloons in the background just to add some depth. I do like that it's like one singular balloon, but I think it would have been cool as well if I would have gotten some other balloons in there. And since I was at the Balloon Fiesta, that would have been a possibility. But sometimes the difference between a great photo and an award-winning photo is simply just waiting longer. So this shot wasn't luck, it was planning, patience, and trusting my creative instincts. If this breakdown helped you see how images like this are made, just hit that like and subscribe button and let me know which shot you would like broken down next. And remember, even if someone gets the trophy, you still get the photo. And sometimes that's enough. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you next time, and here's to living adventurously through your lens.